Okay, and then you take 2 from your right sleeve. There's those 2. And just evenly space it. Okay, and then take 30 from your back edge. Okay, this will be what's on the waist yarn. Okay, so I need 2, okay, 4, okay, 10, 20, there's my 30. Okay, and what I'm going to do here, pushing the waist yarn into the back, I'm going to find that first stitch, which is right here, and hang that on my 30th stitch. Now make sure you don't pull the stitches all out. See, that'll go. So you want to hook it somehow. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and hang the second one, which will help keep that first one on without pulling it off. Okay, and come over here and find your first stitch and hang it. Now it's easier if you stick the waist yarn to the back and just pick up each stitch and rehang it. Now, if you didn't have 30, now in whichever pattern your calls for the back edge, just evenly space it. Because sometimes you end up with a few extras because of the pattern. Just evenly space it onto the needles that it tells you. But I'm pretty sure these are 30. And what I'm picking up the main color. You can see the pink and you can see the blue. I'm picking up the blue. It's the live stitches I'm picking up. And just rehang them. Now, as I was saying, I'm doing a shirt type collar, but if you're doing like a regular band, you will knit your required amount of rows and convert them to rib. A lot of times it's like about 10 rows or so. It depends on your pattern. Okay. I'm just going in and grabbing the blue. I'm just going to evenly space these stitches. I think there's more than 30, which is okay. I mean, it's just evenly space them. Okay, I got a few extras here, so I'm just going to move this one over. And I'm just evenly spacing it. That's all I'm doing. Sometimes the back gives a little bit of a gather on it. Okay, let me see how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have to space out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more. Okay. Now, when you have more needles than you do stitches. The easiest way, and I'm going to start over so I can show you. Hang the first 2 stitches on the machine. That's kind of like your base stitches, okay? And see how it's drooping? Go to the center and hang that one. Right about in the center. Then go to the center, hang that one right about in the center. Then evenly space these, go to the center, and hang. Then pick up these and hang. And do the same all the way across. Okay, then go to the center, and hang, and hang, and hang, and the center, hang. Always go to the center and hang the center one first, because that way it'll be evenly spaced. Oops. Okay, remember, go to the center, hang it straight up, go to the center, go straight up, at least at the best of your ability, go straight up. Sometimes you have to get creative to find the stitch. But try not to grab the waste yarn, otherwise you'll be cutting the waste yarn when you go to take this off. Okay. Now if you're nervous about these stitches here, just hang it to the next closest one. And up, center, and up. Now, I do not count my first row of knitting. I count that like my cast-on row. Then once you have the back done, you'll move on over to the next set of directions in the thing, which are 2 from my left sleeve. Okay. Which you take 2 from your left sleeve and just kind of center it. And I just dropped a stitch, so we'll fix that one here in a minute. And pick one up from that sleeve. And then you'll be doing, now your numbers will be different probably, than 13 from the left front neck edge. Okay, and that is from here to here. So I need 13. That's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 13. Okay. So I go down here. Next to where my waste yarn is. And I pick up that stitch right there. And I hang that on the machine. Then I do the center thing. Go to the center. And hang it up, straight up. Go to the center. And hang it straight up. And just do that all the way across. Go to the center and up. Go to the center and up. Okay, and then you pull out the last 8. Which are on waste yarn. And rehang these on the machine. Oops. And that's how you rehang your collar. Now you'll knit your first row very slowly or by hand, depending on how tight your stitches are. Okay. What I'm doing is I'm pulling up on the waste yarn so that I can grab the stitch that it's holding on to. I'm just loading up the stitches onto my transfer tool before I get over to it. And just rehanging them. Okay. Now I don't really want to take the waste yarn off yet because it's I may drop a stitch, and I really don't want to drop the stitch and not be able to get it back. Okay, so I bring out my contrast yarn. And I reload my machine. Okay, and I'm using key plate 3, the same as what I started with for the rest of the sweater. And I'm going to knit my first row slow. Holding down any threads that might be in the way. Now I still have to put weights on this. And I'm going to check all the stitches that didn't stitch, which will happen sometimes. Okay. Everything else stitched. Then just follow your pattern. And if you're doing just a rib, knit so many stitches and convert to rib and then loosely cast off. But that is how you rehang a collar. Now I do not count my first row as my stitches. So I will knit what's required on my rows.